Who wants to be a Melvinaire? It's a manhood movement, constant elevation. Every day we improving. 7 p.m. on Wednesdays. I think you should tune in. It's more than a podcast. It's a family reunion. Melvinaires. My nigga Mel up in here. You know Rome, he the plug. No telling who might appear. Could be one of your favorite rappers, community activists, businessmen and women, to the shooters and savages. Melvinaires. Yeah, we Melvinaires. Yeah, we Melvinaires. Yeah.
Oh, yo. Mic check. 1 2 1 2. It's the almighty Melvinaire Podcast, man. We back in the building one time.
There we go.
Indeed.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year. Indeed. I'm your host. We back again, man. Roam the plug in the building, baby. You know what I'm saying? I got my DJ right here.
DJ Bruce Wayne 443.
DJ Bruce Wayne 443 in the building, man. I got my brother, Billy Ray Valentine in the building.
Billy Ray, Brickyard, Philadelphia.
And we got the Self-Care Snob.
Shout out Philly, man. Shout out Philly. And
Hello.
Self-Care Snob in the building.
we have none other than the Self-Care Snob,
You
Cass in the
sound
building
like,
herself.
We international, man.
That's a fact. I sound like who?
No.
I had to give you the soft voice.
Kelly?
Because you're the soft part of the crew. You smooth us out.
Damn.
Yeah, you should. You want to be soft.
Smooth us out.
We want you soft.
Yeah.
You want to be.
We
You're
don't
supposed to be. That's nasty.
listen.
Soft girl season.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All year.
Fupa
yeah,
compatible.
it's true.
We in
I
the
don't believe
building.
in
Yeah.
the
Oh,
season out
Fupa
there,
compatible?
Yeah.
I didn't think you did Fupas.
Fupa compatible?
I didn't think you did Fupas.
Man, I mean, you know.
Yeah, you're very...
Yeah, because you're kind of picky.
I am.
You're very picky.
I'm very big.
I have no problems with Fupas.
It depends on the occasion.
Like when
man.
that song,
it depends on the
when
connection, bro.
that Moonwalker song started popping up on social media, I fell in love. I'm probably like one of the first people to go find that shit and download it.
Don't get me wrong, I didn't have experiences with
She got a little bit. I love that shit.
women that aren't in shape as quite as shapely as
No, because you ranted about women that don't.
I've had my moments, bro.
But you ranted on this show about women that don't put the time and effort into their bodies that you do.
Oh, we get off track.
Yeah.
Getting off track, man. Let's get to the topic.
Yeah, let's
We
get
ain't
to the topic.
introduced the topic yet. We going
Yeah.
Death
Right.
under the influence, man. So when we say this, we referring to
Influence of
rap.
Well, I want to say the
culture.
rap culture.
Yeah. Rap culture.
Because it's evolved over the years, and now we're in like a real dangerous place. Because I remember it was
Ron,
a
what
time.
up, baby?
It was a time when the hip hop culture was in say no to drugs, crack is whack space.
Mm-hmm. Self-destruction.
That's
You know what I'm
when it
saying?
was hip-hop.
The 80s, right?
Yeah,
The 80s.
self-destruction.
Well,
X-Clan.
it was a lot of hip hop. You feel me? It was still some rap because I'll tell you like this because Dougie Fresh and Biz Markie were rappers. I don't consider them MCs because like they did party music. You understand? And that's what rap really is. Party
Yo.
music is a vibe. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. You know what I'm saying? That's
Markel,
why
what's good, bro?
that's why trap music came and took off because it was a whole vibe and it was representing a whole section of.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
No, listen. Let me finish. It was a vibe. It was something that when trap music took off, it gave the hood niggas something that they could party to, that they could relate to. It's kind of like I liken it to when motherfuckers like you had Too Short out in Oakland and NWA when they came out and they was talking about what's going on around the neighborhood. You feel what I'm saying? So. And then it evolved from this is what's going on here to this is our life. Fuck it, this is how, you know what I'm saying? This is how we live. Woo, woo, woo. You know what I'm saying? We thugging. You feel me? That was the whole Mobb Deep. You know what I'm saying? This is what y'all gave us and this is what we making of it. Type of attitude.
I think when trap music came, it was a void in hip hop.
Well, because it was a party sound, but it was harder because we were coming out of the snap and all that shit.
Yeah, but like
feel me?
it
When
was
trap music first came out, it wasn't a party sound though.
Yeah,
It was just like hard hitting,
for a lot of us,
storytelling.
For a lot of us, it was. Hey, listen, I've been partying to Jeezy and Gotti since they came out.
Yo, I think frankly that just depending on where you from is going to be the relatability factor.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So, like everybody ain't going to be able to relate to Jeezy, but Jeezy had a cult like following, you know what I mean, when Jeezy dropped. I would say when it came down to, it was a void in what we know as hip hop during that time for the rise of snap music and just niggas in big shirts and just big attire.
Well, it was at that time. Remember, New York was on a decline.
New York was on the decline.
New York was on a decline,
but New York niggas wasn't trying to rap like niggas from New York. That's why.
But that's how like the snap and the trap came to power, because the South came through and like they like well, this is what we doing. You feel? And so it wasn't about the lyrics, it was more about the vibe and the sound. I don't know if y'all understand what I'm saying. You feel
Well,
what
I
I'm
have a
saying?
question for Rome with what he just said, because he said New York guys weren't trying to rap like they were from New York. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? Because I don't know any New York rappers who never sounded like they were.
I think you
from New
mean
York.
like it was a time when everyone wanted to sound different.
Like, for instance, like when Rakim dropped, Rakim was like a guy who shifted the culture. You know what I'm saying? Like his rhyme pattern, you know what I mean? The way
lyrics.
he put his lyrics, the way he put words together, you know what I mean? It was some futuristic shit at that time in the 80s.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And niggas was like, yo, how the fuck is he rapping like that? And then you fast forward and let's say you just go to Nas. Same situation. Like, these are different points within the culture in which rhyme patterns and entendres and like all these other things became real factors. You know what I'm saying? Instead of the guy rapping like, well, here we go, one time, we got
away from that.
So you're talking about the difference in MC.
Yeah, the difference between
MC and rapper.
And rapper.
Yeah,
like Busy B.
Okay. Yeah.
Busy B was a party rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like, they get the party started. They sit there and be in sync with the DJ and get the crowd hype. But
like, I think Jay-Z, like, he explained it the best in ignorant shit. Like, I can give you, I can give you this dope, but is you gonna take it?
Yeah.
I gotta give it to you like this though.
Right.
But it sounds like what you're explaining though, Rome, is like the different parts, the different cultures that come from New York. Not that they weren't rapping
we
like
talking
guys
about
in New
hip-hop.
York.
I mean, when you talk about, like, we all can agree that New York is the mecca of hip hop. We can all agree on that, right?
No, but I mean, there's hip hop, there's rap, there's all there's so many different sounds that still come from New York. So when you say they weren't rapping like New York guys, that's why I was confused.
It was more so like they tried to rap and sound like and picked up the
southern thing,
the southern drawl.
Well, that was
the southern drawl. While the South was popping.
I feel like that came a lot later.
That was 50's fault though, because he. You know what I'm saying, like,
I don't want to put it on one individual.
He was the one to point. He was the one to point it out, and he was one of the first ones to really embrace that southern style of rapping.
Yeah, but 50 still sounded like he was from New York, bro. Like, even amongst that, he still sounded like he was from fucking Queens. Like, what I'm talking about.
Is that more so his accent though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like you can hear that in all his music.
Yeah.
So far as death by influence, what are y'all trying to say as far as how does that play? How does all that play in the fact of? Hold up.
I'm trying to give a backstory on the influence of.
We got it. Yeah, hold on. How does all that play in the fact of death of an influence? Because we gotta stay focused. Like, what does that mean? We gotta really get into it.
I'm trying to give the timeline of the influence of hip hop to where we are now, because where we are now, hip hop has become very destructive. It's all
very
about
much so.
It's all about the killings and
drugs and violence.
And while
and sex.
all of that has always been a part of hip hop, it wasn't.
Before it wasn't promotional. Before it was storytelling
I don't want to say it was promotional, but it was
doing. It wasn't promotional before.
It was part of the story.
Right.
It wasn't the story. You understand?
Okay. I mean, frankly, from someone who grew up, like, all I've known is hip hop, you know what I mean, as long as I can remember. You know what I mean, at 39. So, you know what I mean, like, we had the benefit of seeing the real evolution of this shit. You know what I'm saying? And where it's expanded to, but it's outside influences that has us to the point where we are in hip hop right now. So you talking about a heavy drug influence, a heavy alcohol influence. You know what I mean? A heavy free will influence to freely have sex. You know what I'm saying? And not protect yourself.
All that's going on without hip hop.
It is.
We don't need hip hop for that.
Influence to it. Like it's an influence of it. Like niggas smash to certain songs. You dig what I'm saying?
But like that. Where I'm confused is like, why are we calling that hip hop? Because it's not really originally what hip hop was. Hip hop didn't promote things like that. Hip hop encouraged people to enact preventative measures of stuff like that.
Hip hop is not just defined. Hip hop is not just defined. Hold on. Hip hop is not just defined by what was going on at the time. It was going on. Hip hop is what was going on at that time. So it's going to evolve.
Right.
So everything we doing now, it's our life. It's what we was doing. It was what we. Hip hop is a lifestyle.
Right.
So hip hop is a lifestyle.
But that's what I'm saying. With all of the stuff that has now taken place, how is that? Like, I understand what you're saying. By definition, hip hop could have evolved based on the times, and I get that. But when I think of hip hop, I think of encouragement and educational. I don't think of promoting violence and.
That's the original meaning. Originally started on that. Yeah. They originally started on that because with the earlier groups, they all were conscious.
But just like with
so
I mean to say, let me take that back.
But just
they all was
the Beanie Siegels first album.
Yeah, they were originally conscious.
But I mean, it was the era, not the original, but as it moved on, early stages, it was a lot of conscious. During the early stages, it was a lot of conscious music, like with
very true.
De La Soul,
X Clan.
KRS Clan, the Roots, KRS-One.
You had a lot of people that wasn't really relating to the De La Souls and all of that. So that's where you get the Mobb Deep fans.
Everybody was relating to it. Everybody was wearing that. Malcolm X changed Chuck D.
Because it wasn't
Hold on. You can't say that. Because look, Chuck D, Fight the Power. We all weren't walking around with the chains.
Everybody.
His attitude was different.
People wearing their crown hats and all that.
But Chuck D had a militant, kick down the door type of attitude with street niggas actually respected. De La Soul really didn't have the streets.
Yeah, but we're not. De La Soul wasn't the topic. De La Soul is just one of the people we just mentioned.
I'm trying to give you the diverse. She's asking. She looked at hip hop like this. I'm trying to explain to you that over the evolution, it went so many different ways with so many different peoples telling. So you guys still
consider hip hop to more so be about the storytelling rather than the conscious education, etc.
I mean, they're both
like
different.
It could still be considered hip hop.
They're both.
It's all parts. They all fall under the same umbrella.
They all fall under the same umbrella, and the umbrella just happens to be called hip hop.
Exactly.
But the purest form of the umbrella is the one that we actually call hip hop.
And it's what you mentioned as far as like being it pure, because that's where it started from in the pure sense. Like it started from just a positivity and people getting together, and then it evolved to all this negativity, which everything's going to evolve if we living under. I keep saying like a broken record. We living under a system that's just wicked.
Yeah, that's
everything is affected underneath it. It's going to deteriorate. Everybody is deteriorating. Everybody
that type is only speaking to a small minority of the culture right now, because the culture, you gotta understand, like the culture, us that grew up in hip hop from the 80s, when it was really we're old now. We're 40s, we're in our 40s, some of us are 50. The culture is ran by the youth. And this is what the fuck the youth is doing. And this is what they want to hear. Okay? And that's what hip hop is today. We still have the purists, and we still have the people that follow them and listen to them, but their message is not getting through to the rest of the culture because they don't care. They don't want to hear it.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And it's something going on with.
Well, that's what brings us to this topic,
because they don't value life. They don't value their own lives. You know what I'm saying? It's something. I want to say it's something mental, emotional, or something, but
it's psychological warfare.
Or is it?
This is decades in the making.
Absolutely.
Well said. Well said.
Okay, I got a question for you. So, And how did you watch? How does it did you notice the deterioration up there and
Absolutely.
how does can you
Listen,
expound
Canada's not a
on it?
foreign country. Okay,
No,
Canada
I'm
is
just
so
curious.
away.
I need a
I'm just
passport to
curious.
go there.
I only ask you that because I like to go off.
I need to be a passport boy to go there, so it is foreign to me.
But good. Yeah, but we're good. How it's like it's just same exact way, same exact. They follow the culture. Pretty much everybody follow the American culture. Pretty much
Same exact thing. So, like, of course, we saw the deterioration. Like, you and I have had this conversation multiple times in other spaces where we've talked about the deterioration of women, especially because we had people like Salt and Pepper and Lil Kim come on the scene. Salt and Pepper too, sort of like Lil Kim, and then once Lil Kim blew up, it was just the downfall of women, from my opinion. Specifically, Lil Kim.
I'm going to be hypocritical.
I like Lil Kim.
I'm going to be hypocritical.
You can. I like Lil Kim.
We like
no
her.
one said we didn't like her. He asked me a question. I'm answering the question. Yes, I very much noticed the deterioration. 100%.
Yeah, that don't got nothing to do with
like. I could pinpoint when I saw it start to go downhill.
Was it the album cover?
Was Lil Kim blowing up? No, because that album cover, I think that album cover actually slipped through the cracks until Nicki Minaj recreated it. Like, we knew who Lil Kim was, and she had the influence that she had.
Through the cracks.
But that's what I mean. They let it go. Nobody was really appalled by it. By that
have
time,
it in your locker?
She was associated
I had it in my
with.
locker.
I got that shit took him from me at school, bro, in the cafeteria. Like, yo, I had a subscription to Vibe magazine, bro. Like, I would never, like, yo, she need to put some ice on that motherfucker.
Funny thing,
bro.
I never
swole. You heard me.
I was never
revolutionary.
What?
To me, when I looked at it, I never looked at it like that was very, like, I was, like, intrigued by it. That never intrigued me.
I think by then we were desensitized to it. You guys are a little bit older than me, but like, I mean, I was still old enough to know.
I was back when it dropped. I was still in my ratchet era.
I was sucking titties. I was sucking titties at that time.
I still was in my ratchet era.
I knew what the fuck was going on.
I was a virgin, as I should have been. So
yeah, I was in my titty sucking phase.
Oh, you were still innocent. I see why you say that. Okay.
Yeah.
Why I say what?
Yeah. Because you were still kind of innocent.
No, but what I'm saying is people were already desensitized to what Lil Kim was doing by that time because of all the rap music that had started to come out.
Well,
before she hit the scene.
It wasn't just rap music like society at the time. You gotta think.
There was a big shift as a whole. Absolutely.
Fox Network was one of the raunchiest networks in the 90s. I got a lot of shit watching MTV. Yeah, all that shit. Yeah, that was just I just feel like her album cover was just par for the course.
Well, this is what I'm saying. People were already desensitized to the content when she came out, but the shift that I saw was mostly in what women were doing. Men already started making raunchy, ratchet music by that time. Like Biggie was out, he was making all types of ratchet, slackness. And then when she got hurt by him and she flipped that switch, that's what followed.
Yeah, like Kim, like niggas get a pass for listening to Lil Kim, yo. I ain't gonna front, especially if it's hardcore. Like I give niggas a pass.
Lil Kim was hard.
Lil Kim is hard.
I used to rock to that first album.
Yeah. Hardcore was tough. Like
Biggie wrote the whole joint, but
right.
But she performed it well.
And I
go back. Well, exactly.
And I go back and listen to that music today, and god damn it, now I'm grown. I relate to all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
All they little shit back and forth. Yeah, man, shit, man.
How do you feel about? Do you feel like that? How do you feel like that album affected our culture?
Are you asking me or asking them?
No, I'm asking Augusto. I'm asking Augusto.
I'm gonna say I am gonna say. For the women's side, I mean, I know you feel like it was ratchet, but it opened doors. It was so many more female. I know so many more female MCs coming into the game. Not just and it wasn't just it wasn't just the raunchy. It wasn't just the raunchy ones like her. I'm talking about it was spitters coming through. Lady Luck. We had Remy came right after that. Remy came out in 99.
Remy came after that, but nobody reached the height.
The door was open.
She was very underwhelming.
Hold on.
The door was kicked open for women to get a shot. Because before that, they really weren't getting too much of a shot in hip hop.
Okay, but what is the price? What was the cost? Is it worth it?
The cost was morality.
Yeah,
God.
I agree. I think the cost was morality, and that was sacrificed.
Was it worth it?
It wasn't sacrifice. It was. Well, I guess that would be sacrifice. Yeah,
like,
but it's a sacrifice to the women. It's a sacrifice to the women who had to like preserve their morality in the midst of all of this. It wasn't a sacrifice to those women. They were happy to give it up.
Yeah. I like in the late 90s to probably the mid 2000s, you could typically find
At least 2, 3, 4.
you could typically find a video vixen
Oh yeah.
that I personally
Everywhere.
thought was fucking drop dead gorgeous, and you know what I'm saying, like they were natural. It wasn't the the
Big butts,
BBLs,
little butts,
big butt,
didn't matter.
Yeah.
bitches shaped
Little
like
boobs, big
Muppets.
boobs.
It was natural stuff.
You know what I'm saying? Look like got whole pamper on and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yo, we don't like that shit. Like, and you like, listen, I understand, like, you know, like people make decisions for themselves. Like, I go to the gym and work out. I make decisions for myself. So I understand for people who can't understand it. But when you go and alter your body, you know what I'm saying? And you're built like a strong ant. You know what I'm saying? Like I've never seen anything like this shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's one of my that BBL stuff. That's
That
one of my
BBL shit is
least favorite influences, and that we contribute that to the popularity of Little Kim.
Yes. That could be added to the equation.
Nah.
The influence.
No.
I blame BBLs on Nicki, 100%.
Nikki, yeah.
No,
Nikki
but
wait.
No,
She's
Lil'
y'all
Kim
both
didn't
right.
even get a BBL
Y'all are both
until
right.
after Nicki did.
Listen, I'm about to tell y'all both right. Nikki gets
but-
the BBL, but Kim gets it
Plastic
for opening.
surgery.
Period.
Yeah.
Right.
Right,
She
Plastic
did,
surgery.
but
Period.
believe,
Right.
after Kim started her plastic surgery journey for at least a decade, she still looked kind of normal. It wasn't until she started doing
right away,
the skin
right away.
lightening
Nah.
and
Lil'
no,
Kim
I'm not
look
saying
like-
you couldn't tell the difference. You could
Yeah.
tell the difference. I'm not saying you couldn't tell the difference, but I'm saying if you look at like this shit is burned into my mind
Lil'
because of how
Kim
many times I
looked
looked
like
at
the
it. But
judge
she
off
looked,
the Muppets.
she still looked normal for some time.
Hold on.
Lil' Kim
No,
looked like the judge.
we're not really trying to beat up on her. I mean, we gotta call out like how it is and shit.
Nah,
That's all.
I just
we got
feel- I
love
just-
for Lil'
I
Kim.
just- I
And we
think-
gotta look at it like what's the title of the show? Death by Influence.
Yeah, Death by
man.
Influence.
She got influence. She got into the industry. It got influence, and she went down that road. And I wish the best for her. You know what I'm saying? But I know she was a beautiful woman
Absolutely.
before she
She was
did all of that.
absolutely gorgeous.
Drop dead gorgeous.
She was absolutely
Drop dead
gorgeous.
gorgeous.
Yeah, she was absolutely gorgeous. I frankly believe that we need to address our self-hatred issues. So whether it's women and BBLs, you know what I mean, or
Drugs.
if it's black men and sharing when other black men get locked up, like these are the subjects that we need. Like as a community, we need to be chopping up because, like, bro, like, where do you see the joy? If they didn't personally do anything to you or your family, where do you, you know what I'm saying? Like, where do you see the joy in someone being incarcerated and losing their freedom?
And it's dressed in this. It's oddly dressed in this supposed emphasized care for black women, but
Yeah.
the care for black women isn't the emphasis of their joy for the black man being locked up. You know what I mean? So
No,
it's,
right.
it's weird how they spin that.
Right. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. Like, I got a couple of dudes that I don't like. You know what I mean? I personally don't like them. You know what I mean? I wouldn't never do any business with them. I wouldn't be in the same spots with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it may be a problem for real. You know what I mean? Depending on the night. I don't feel like. I honestly don't feel like, you know what I mean? Like, when I see other black men, I don't feel like, fuck this nigga. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck about what happened to this nigga. I'd be lying to you if I said that. You know what I'm saying? For the niggas that I don't like. You feel me? But, like, I just think it's a certain level of maturity, like, when it comes down to this, to be able to separate the difference, to say, you know what? I don't agree with that. I don't like it. You know what I mean? I may even like the individual involved in the equation, but I can still make a solid decision. You know what I mean? As far as how I deal with this individual and why. You know what I mean? And that's where I feel like we lose people because, you know, like, your actions are going to say shit. You ain't got your words. You don't have to, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to say these specific words, you know what I mean, to perceive what you're doing through your actions. And I frankly, I feel like that as men, we should be held accountable to be able to check one another. You know what I mean? When we fall short on that. We fall short on that grace. As men, we have a code, you know what I mean, to uphold. You know what I mean? A tradition to uphold. You know what I mean? Like, I got a son, bro. Like, I talk to my son like he regular right now, bro. Like, I read to my son, yo, like, it's just what it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? This is how you establish tradition, you know what I mean, within, so you don't have to worry about oh, this nigga weak. This nigga ain't do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, certain experienced people ain't never had, bro. They don't know how to handle that shit. You know what I mean? And instead of them saying that, they do what they do. You know what I mean? Whether you like it or not, you know what I mean? It's up for debate. But yeah, like niggas do weird shit just because sometimes they don't know how to handle it because they ain't never been through it.
Right.
All right. So let's touch on the artist.
R.I.P. Gangsta Boo.
R.I.P. Gangsta Boo. Yes, legend.
R.I.P. Definitely R.I.P.
Legend.
Yeah, Gangsta Boo is definitely a fucking legend, man. It hurt seeing that, and then she was literally like the first death of 2023, bro. That like everybody knew.
I didn't realize she was so young.
And she's young, bro. Like she was 43.
Like, she's 43, only 3 years older than me. They've been out. She's been with them since like 93, 94.
Yeah, it's insane.
That's
man.
crazy. That is crazy. But I mean, like,
yeah. R.I.P. Gangsta Boo. R.I.P. Big Scar.
I want to talk about Big Scar too.
Trouble.
And we got to talk about this addiction shit, man. Because like, she didn't just start doing this.
Nah, I mean,
you know what I'm saying? Because their music has been drenched with substance abuse and violence for years.
Yeah, I'm smoked out, snorted out, drunken in a blow.
What the fuck? Crunchy Black said, "I'm a pill pop, but I'm gonna keep popping them. Give me 20." Yeah, that's what they was doing. So. Like it's, I kind of liken her death for me. It's like with DMX. You didn't want to see the demons really. You wanted to see him overcome it, find a better life, a clean, sober life, and the back part of their life of the years just get better and just see it flourish and what have you. So like we will never like a lot of these our legends we're not gonna get to see because of this shit. A lot of our young artists, I really like Big Scar too. I really like Big Scar. Damn, Gucci, like you can't keep nobody.
No, frankly, like I think that as elders, because we have to understand our positions and where we are in life now. You know what I'm saying? We have to put that in proper perspective. And
the type of generation that's behind us. Because
right.
they don't because we've been through the fire and we got this wisdom and we can show the way and all that, they don't give a fuck about that.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck about that.
They're nothing like we were.
Yeah. But even with that being said, like there's still like you can still plant seeds. You know what I mean? You can still put something in their ear. It may not be immediate, you know what I mean? Like, me and my daughter, even like me and my daughter, bro, like me and my daughter didn't have no communication at one point. But once she started slowing down and understanding, like, yo, this nigga ain't lying to me. You know what I'm saying? Like she had to go through some shit to understand.
So crazy. Like,
yo ain't bluffing.
I came across a young dude one time. I'm rapping to him and we be talking about like what we like to do. Yeah, I drink this, you know what I mean? Nah, I don't really like light. I like dark, whatever. I smoke weed, whatever. Oh, no, I don't fuck with the weed. I'm like, what you fuck with then? You know what I'm saying? Oh, I do this, I do that, do that. I'm like, damn. They're like, yeah, I just and as we talking, he's telling me about how he loves doing this shit, and he's telling me about how he'll OD. And then come back, and then the next day be right back at it, and I'm like, yo, like,
yeah, that's someone don't value life.
I mean, like, what is motivating this to stay on this train? You feel what I'm saying? Like, and I can only think it's something that I believe it's something that they don't want to deal with in real life.
Oh yeah, it's trauma. There's always trauma behind it.
But then when you take a step back and you look around, everybody wants to be numb.
Yeah.
Everybody is fucking traumatized and wants to numb it.
Yeah, everybody's got their own personal issues, bro. It's the real ones. Like me, I tell you, I'm fucked up.
And it's so bad now. Like, it's so bad now. It's gotten so regular with them that you're not cool if you're not drugging. I know down here they got a little thing that the kids say. It's mainly in jail, but if you don't toot, you a flute. You a flute. Man, if you ain't drugging, you lame.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I watch so many young dudes that come in, feed into the mentality just to be a part of. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what's going on
with
they
didn't have. So something they didn't have.
Right.
Didn't have the familial bonds.
And that transfers over to the some type of self-hate, but then that transfers over.
It's a lot of
it transfers over to the violence too, because now you don't give a fuck about
It's
yourself.
not
I
just
don't give a fuck
self-hate,
about
though.
the next man.
Listen,
You must have some type of self-hate if you want to kill yourself like this.
No, it's not that. It's a lot of people are ready to give up on life after not experiencing something that they genuinely needed in order to develop, and they missed for most of their lives. So it's not just self-hate, it's a lack of love. It's everybody thinks it's just self-hate driven, but if you don't even know what love is, you also don't really know what hate is.
Right.
You just at times
That's a
you
great
don't.
point, Cass. That's a great
You
point.
don't even know yourself. We don't even know ourselves.
Right. There's nothing for them to preserve. They don't know what life is supposed to be like.
Yeah.
Just think about the mentality. Like, just to stay on topic first, death of an influence. Think about how far the mindset has gone.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to bring up some of the people that that passed away because of the influence. The death is an influence. The influence is hip hop. So
facts.
The violence is an influence. With the Quando Rondo King Von situation, some stuff came up recently that I saw about him. He's back making this music and gloating over the death.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's a death wish in itself.
Yeah, it's a death wish.
After he was on camera getting beat up by Vaughn.
Right.
And then
when your man
one of his homeboys got
that
killed.
Bitch crying.
He was out there on TV on the news crying.
Mm-hmm.
But then you turn around and make a diss record.
Yeah, like.
And I just you have to look at how much the influence is. Like the influence of these, that's how far gone it is. So what do we do? What do we do?
He's not the only one of these young niggas that did that though. They just
and it's
don't
not
do
even
it on
just young
camera.
guys.
Think
It's
about
older guys doing it too.
He's the one. We talk about him because he did it on camera, but all of them is doing it. Dirk does it all the goddamn time. We just don't see him.
They all do it.
But Ron, finish what you're saying.
Yeah, as far as that, he's on camera crying and all that stuff, and that's what I'm saying. Like, how do we reach our youth if they're influenced by that? What's the solution to reach them if they're influenced by people like that? They look up to people like that.
Yeah,
it's money.
This person, listen how he talk. Listen, he just like he's always drug out. Like I just look at it. I just feel disheartened by it sometimes.
We're in a show me generation right now that's coming up, and if you can't show them what you're trying to explain to them, they not hearing it. So they're influenced by niggas like this because we getting money. Yeah, we out here, we smoking the ops, we getting this bread. Woo, woo, woo. I bet that's how I need to be. I need to be a gangster. I need to make my name out here.
Pop Smoke came to fame doing that, and then he got killed for whatever. He put his stuff online, and they didn't miss an opportunity to take his life. But he came to fame bragging about what he's willing to do to people.
I want to present.
They all think because people have marveled over his death. Mm-hmm. They've glorified and glamorized him as a person, as a rapper, and as a thug. That now they're all willing to put their lives on the line for fame.
Yeah,
I want to present this kind of like. It's like a circle to me when I think about it, because the streets influence the music, but then the music in turn influences the streets again. You understand what I'm saying?
It's back and forth. The inspiration
back and forth.
Goes back
it's
and
back
forth.
and forth. So that's the crazy part about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And like.
We got like 10 minutes here before we
you had like when Dirk and them came out and they was doing their drill music and all that, they wasn't doing all that shit they was talking about. Those are their homeboys doing it. It wasn't until one of their homeboys that really was doing it came on the scene. It's like, oh, this shit real for real. I gotta be like that. How many people wanted to be like Vaughn when he came out and blew up?
That's exactly how Tekashi 6ix9ine blew up.
Tekashi was on some phony shit. Them niggas really wasn't believing.
But that's what I'm saying. He wasn't doing anything. He was hanging around people.
Mm-hmm.
I never heard the term demon time until I came home and them niggas from Chicago and that nigga from Chicago, because them niggas have been blowing up. Mm-hmm. But that nigga, and it wasn't until I came, and everybody wants to be on demon time now.
I don't know about that. 504's been talking about that for a while.
Has he?
So I don't know if I could. I don't think I
niggas,
can attribute that to like people like Dirk and Vaughn. Those guys are fresh.
2018. No one was talking about 2018, 2019 when I left the streets. No one said Demon Time.
No.
Y'all brought up Fabio. The fact that y'all brought up Fabio, I had another point. Y'all reminded me of my other point, and it had something to do with all the King Von death. I was bringing it full circle. Now I brought up the Quando Rondo aspect that happened recently. Now I want to bring up Asian Doll. Asian Doll was his girlfriend, alleged girlfriend. The whole issue started from her and him and NBA YoungBoy or whatever going back and forth with each other's about her, each other's girlfriends and stuff. And she's so they let a woman who influenced them. The caliber of woman to influence them is the caliber of woman that after King Von died, she made videos saying, "Yeah, I need to get a new nigga. I need to get me another hot nigga that's not into no gangs and street stuff. The one that's gonna stay alive."
But what's a hot nigga?
But
like,
first
what
of
does
all,
she think that is?
A rapper, another hot rapper. And then, listen, hold on. I ain't finished. Let me finish real quick. I'm almost done.
She's capping.
She was in a video with at that time with Fabio Foreign, dropping it after King Von died, dropping it on him, bend over, dropping it on him. You know what I'm saying? Like, and King Von and Fabio Foreign supposed to have was one of King homies.
Right.
And just look at the mentality. Like, look at it. Like, this is hip hop culture. But people want to say it's not an influence.
Nah,
come on, man. Influence. We got to get our head out of our ass, man.
Yeah, it's definitely.
And people like Asian Doll have influenced people like Glorilla and all these other little, these chicken heads coming up out, hitting the booth,
we like Glorilla.
I don't care. That has no bearing on me whatsoever. But what I'm saying is, you guys have to realize that Asian Doll, Cash Doll, like all of these female artists that you guys like, they're still creating a negative influence for women and young girls especially, because now we got all these young girls. They're popping up overnight. They want to go viral. What's her name? Ruby Rose now all of a sudden wants to go viral for her music. She's a dude in a bikini trying to get men to like her. Like, none of it makes sense. I'm not saying she's an actual man, but what I'm saying is all these little girls, they've given up on the idea of femininity as a whole. They all want to act like men and still be chased by men.
Let me
show your ass is not feminine.
I want to propose this because you threw in Glorilla. I look at Glorilla as just a little ghetto chick. She's not on the same shit like a Megan Thee Stallion. But no, I want to say this because even if she wasn't influential, it'd still be a whole nother bunch of
I want to know how Glorilla
like
is
her
somehow
coming up anyway, because there's a lot of people that are being raised just like she's being raised.
That's exactly what I'm saying. But they're still being influenced by all of these.
We keep talking about the music influence, but we're not talking about the home influences.
That's what it is.
Music can't influence if there's no home influence.
What are you talking about? Glorilla's parents are both Christian people.
The topic is music. The topic ain't home.
No, I understand, but at the same time, we're blaming the music. Part of the problem is that we're blaming the music.
I mean, the music is part of the issue.
The music is part of the issue.
The industry is the issue.
Is part of the issue.
That's why it's called death under the influence.
It's definitely part of the issue.
These kids aren't dying at home with their parents. They're leaving home, becoming artists, and dying.
I don't hear any of these parents in an uproar until one of their children gets killed.
They're adults.
I'm a parent.
The parents are rapping Glorilla.
I got a son that raps. She's 21.
Listen. I know you guys like Glorilla. Our last episode that I was on, we just finished talking about how Glorilla went on a podcast and said, yeah, the nastiest thing I did was I ate the sperm of a guy off my food. Like, how you guys are looking for reasons to respect people who don't respect themselves is wild to me. Because it's Glorilla, you guys look at her, she's petite, she's small, she's always smiling. So you guys are like, not little Glorilla. We don't want to take shots at Glorilla.
Yeah,
but at the end of the day, Glorilla is still promoting whole culture in music.
Yeah.
We can like how she rap. We can like how she rap, but still call her out. Yeah, we can call her out, though.
And yes, she may be.
We don't need no disclaimers. We don't need no disclaimers saying all that. We don't need no disclaimers when we speaking on it.
I'm gonna give you my disclaimer. It's not at the same level of a Nicki, of a fucking Sweetie, of a fucking Meg Thee Stallion.
She's fresh. That's the only reason it's not. That's the only reason. That's the only reason.
No, it's like her shit.
Give it a couple years. Glorilla, you're gonna see her half dressed everywhere. She's already touring in skimpy clothing. She's gonna get a boobs done just now.
Hopefully not.
Listen, Danny Lay, before, like, literally, I be checking on celebrities randomly. I looked at Danny Lay's profile. You guys know who Danny Lay is, the baby mama? Okay. I looked at her profile. I just went back to her profile the other day. Boobs done, BBL. Out of nowhere.
Oh, wow. Like, listen,
Kiki Wyatt just got a BBL too.
Glorilla is
11 children deep.
Melvin compatible, so that's why we like her. You know what I'm saying? She's Melvin compatible. Like that definitely counts.
I'm not condoning any promotion of hoe culture. I don't care.
Melvinaire compatible,
like the rest of them.
Yeah, but Melvinaire compatible is still telling the truth. Melvinaire compatible is telling the truth.
Yeah, she tell the truth.
We gonna tell the truth about each other.
Yeah,
she
regardless.
She keep it a buck. That's what I'm saying. She a little hood.
No, I'm saying we're going to tell the truth about how we feel, regardless if we like her music or not. Even if just like you, y'all gonna tell me if y'all gonna hold me accountable. That's what the Melvinaire Podcast is about: accountability.
Facts.
Regardless if we like her music.
Facts. Now, I personally like Glorilla. I like Memphis, like especially with Gangsta Boo passing. Like somebody got passed the torch. You know what I mean? So, you know, big shout out to that, yo. But like, I just wanna. When we thought of this show and came up with this show, like I just want to bring awareness, you know what I'm saying, to the issue at hand. But the issue at hand is the awareness for addiction, and you know what I mean, and how that impacts lives, families, children. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we come from that. You know what I mean? Like I can't speak for everybody else, but I know I come from that. You know, DJ Bruce Wayne, like, you know, shit is hard, man. So, you know, like, it's hard, man, especially when it's one of your own. So, you know, we show some transparency tonight for this show, man. We're going to continue to keep talking about subjects that no one else is properly addressing. Addiction. I think I may go on, like, an addiction campaign.
Yeah, we got to do addiction again.
Yeah, we got to do addiction.
We got to do a show focus on addiction. Show focus specifically on addiction by itself
and violence too. We need to keep tackling both of these subjects because it's
a major issue.
It's a major issue. This time,
and not just where we're from. This is going on everywhere.
Nationwide.
Yeah,
worldwide.
Which is really crazy.
I was in one of the richest countries. I mean, one of the richest counties in the country, in the state of Maryland, and they had niggas at intersections asking for money, bro, and it was white. You know what I'm saying? And I was like,
oh yeah.
Yo, so like, yo.
Oh, they killing niggas over there too.
Yeah. Like I always feel like I see white dudes, you know what I'm saying, like asking for money. I'm like, how you fail being white?
How are you wasting your whiteness?
Yeah, how you waste your whiteness. Yeah. Like your whiteness expired or some shit. Like I don't understand how that works because like honestly, like.
But then we everybody doesn't realize that they have privileges like that.
But then we fail to realize it's two types of whites. We got the
exactly
the PWT, you know what I'm saying, and then we got the clean cut middle class, lower and upper. It's a whole different job. So that lower class, that middle class, do not fuck with PYT.
Yeah,
I mean PWT at all.
They pretty much treat them like they're black.
They treat them like they're black. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, well, I read a book. Or it was a movie or something. What was it?
Except when they get in the court system.
It was fucking Django. It was fucking Django. When he told him treat Django like that boy, like the Peckerwood at the store. You mean like Jerry? Yeah, like Jerry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you want me to treat him like white folks? He's like, no. You treat him like Jerry. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Yo, man. I want to thank everyone once again for their time and energy and contribution to the show. Yo, man, I ain't even gonna reiterate what we got coming up, but yo, I didn't know what to do for the night, so this was just on some off the cuff, you know what I mean? Us just
We still recovering from the new year.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what I mean? But yo, we got
a lot of shots.
We got guests coming, man. We got other interviews. Just stay tuned.
It's gonna be a big year.
It's gonna be a big year, man. 2023 is gonna be a really big year. So, Joe, please just pay attention. Hit the like button, subscribe, share the show. It's your host, none other, Rona Plug. Can't knock the muscle _43. It is _Melvinaire on Twitter. IG is Melvinaire _podcast. TikTok is I think it's the Melvinaire Podcast on TikTok. We should pop up when you put it in there. But either way, man, I just want to thank everybody for the energy. Yo, I got the best team in the world, man. Yeah, I appreciate y'all. And yo, we holler at y'all next week, man. I'm gonna pass it on to DJ Bruce Wayne.
All right, already, boy. DJ Bruce Wayne. You catch me at DJ Bruce Wayne 443 on Instagram. Also DJ Bruce Wayne 443. Also on Instagram.
Billy Ray Valentine on Facebook. Billy Ray Valentine B1 on Instagram. DProgram78 or at Billy Ray 215 on Twitter.
Fire.
Salute.
Fire, salute.
The Self-Care Snob on Instagram, TikTok. Jambalaya Francis, as in like jambalaya the food. On Facebook, someone keeps telling me, you know your name is Rice and Sausage, right? Jambalaya Francis.
Nah, that's fire, man. So yeah, I appreciate everyone, man. We're gonna have a flyer for next week. Just stay tuned for that, man. And anyone bookings and inquiries is melvinaire@gmail.com. I'm currently working on the website, so just be on the lookout for tmpmedia.com. You know what I mean? We about to be in the building. We'll have officially launch our website, man. Be on the lookout for that. And I just want to thank my team, man. I got the best engineer in the world, man. A big shout out to my guy, Leader Genius.
Shout out
to
Leon.
Oh, he on point with that horn when he said.
Yeah,
I forgot to shout Leon out.
He got us a little late today.
Big shout out the home team, man. Big shout out Digital Impact Studios, man. Yo, we a movement over here, man. So yo, just pay attention, bro.
Yeah.
Just pay attention to what's going on, man. That's all I can say, man. And yo, I love and appreciate everyone, man. It's the Melvinaire Podcast, man. None other, man. Rona Plug. Peace and love. Salute. Stay safe. And we holler at y'all next week, man. Peace.
Peace.